Gothen Morgan, welcome to this first look into Bretwalda, Divided Kingdoms. Work on the first official devlog is still continuing, where we'll provide an extended look into some of our major progress, our vision for the overhaul, a roadmap of future development updates, and a few more surprises. For now, this quick update will cover the following: a look into Bretwalda's fully custom OST, an introduction to 868, a showcase of new environments, a sneak preview of custom features, and a few closing words. Timestamps will be in the description. Before we begin, keep in mind that applications are currently open for all departments, but we are particularly seeking developers proficient in 3D modeling to bolster our smallest department. Applications are one click away, and the link can be found in the description. First up, one of our composers and department heads, Mythigo, with an overview of the OST that he and our team have been crafting.
The music for Bretwalda is custom made by our sound department, which currently consists of 3 composers. Our style and approach to the compositions is different, but we share the same goal: to make the most immersive soundtrack which will capture the atmosphere of early medieval British Isles and coast of Scandinavia. We are composing a vast amount of unique music for each faction, and so riding through barren hills of Scotland will feel a lot different compared to marshes of East Anglia. The music of Bretwalda will be both historic and cinematic. Even now you can hear one of the settlement themes in background, and in previous part one of the Norse campaign themes was playing. There is of course much more being made, but for more detail you will have to wait for another devlog, where we will talk about soundtrack for this mod.
And now, a sneak preview of some of the environments that our scene creation team have produced. First up, the Wetlands and Marshes of Somerset. Yurik, this scene's developer, has put his focus on this map's ambience and environment. As such, no external track will be played over this footage. Next up, a preview of one of our quest maps. This map and its corresponding quest will be explored in depth in the upcoming devlog. But for now, please enjoy this first look at Mendip Hills, featuring more music from our OST. I hope you've enjoyed this preview of some of the new environments that will soon be available to explore. Tune in to our upcoming Devlog 1.0 for an extended look at more environments, as well as a few of our new settlements. Now, a preview of our new custom features. The Duel, or Holmgang, a system that Ranimjan and Josephine from our technical department have implemented. In order to increase immersion in the brutal world of 9th century Britannia, our new Duel System allows the player and other lords, friendly or hostile, to engage in single combat for various purposes, and often with intense outcomes. Acceptance is calculated with a complex equation, factoring in the opposing lord's culture, religion, faction, characteristics, and personal relationship with you. If both parties agree to the duel, a suitable location will be identified. Within cities, this will be the local arena. In the field, this will be one of several custom duel scenes, created primarily by Toybot from our 3D department. You might engage in a friendly duel of skill, whereby opponents test their strength and abilities against one another for a modest wager. But during a wartime battle, the stakes are much higher. Entire battles may be settled in honourable single combat with the opposing commander. Win or lose, there will always be consequences. You will have the opportunity to gain or lose renown, influence, or penningus. Even your very freedom is at stake. Battle-weary troops on either side may or may not be pleased with the outcome. Morale can raise or lower, and troops may even switch sides if particularly unhappy with a deceitful lord. In Bretwalda's new single combat system, you risk it all on the strength of your blade. Now, Norscale, our history department head, here to introduce you to our world, set in 868.
I am Norscale. Our mod brings Viking Age England to Mount and Blade 2, Bannerlord. The game starts in the year 868 AD and is primarily set in the British Isles and Scandinavia. Here you will find a wide array of factions to join or fight in this land of conquest and raiding. These factions include the kingdoms of Wessex, Mercia, East Anglia, Munster, Leinster, Norway, Jorvik, Denmark, and Alba, just to name a few. Each faction will have towns, forts, and villages for the player to visit, trade, raid, and conquer. There will also be several cultures to be a part of and gather troops from, including the Saxons, the Angles, the Norse, the Britons, the Picts, and the Gaels. Each will have their own buffs and base relations with other cultures. This is also true of the religions that will be portrayed in the mod, including the God-fearing Christian religion found throughout the British Isles and that claims dominion over the land. It's set off by the numerous pagan religions, particularly the beliefs brought with the invading Norse as they raided and claimed the land for their own settlement. All of these features bring us to the different historical characters the player can meet and interact with in their travels and adventures, including King Ethelred of Wessex, his younger brother and heir Alfred, later known as the Great, King Harald Fairhair and his unification of Norway, the many sons of Ragnar Lothbrok, like Halfdan, Ivar the Boneless, Ubba, and Bjorn Ironside. Other kings like Ugred of Mercia, Edmund of East Anglia, Rodri the Great of Gwynedd, Constantine of Alba, Donchad of Meath, and many more other notable characters from this setting will be included. We have plans to eventually include Brittany, West Francia, and Frisia into the mod, where players will be able to see the effects of the Viking Age on the northern coast of Western Europe as they too were being raided and conquered.
And that concludes Devlog 0.5, your first official look into Bretwalda's world of 868. Tune in next month for an extended look into the state of development and for your first introduction to some of our thus far uncovered